They tell us family is forever, that blood is thicker than water, that no matter what happens, family is where you belong. From the moment you're born, this belief settles deep into your nervous system. Family is safety. Family is loyalty. Family is unconditional. So when someone walks away from their own parents, when siblings stop speaking, when an adult child chooses silence, the world doesn't ask what happened. It asks how they could. But beneath the judgment, beneath the shock, beneath the silence, there is a truth most people never see. Family estrangement is not rebellion. It is not impulsive. And it is almost never about hatred. It is about survival. Estrangement rarely begins with a dramatic break. It begins quietly and visibly. Years pass, sometimes decades. From the outside, everything looks normal. Holidays are attended. Messages are sent. Photos are taken. But beneath the surface, something is slowly eroding. Not because of one catastrophic event, but because of hundreds of small ones. A comment disguised as concern. A boundary pushed just a little further. Your feelings dismissed, minimized, or reframed as overreaction. The pressure to be who they need you to be, not who you are. Each moment alone seems minor. Together, they create an emotional climate. And over time, your body starts responding before your mind does. Your chest tightens when the phone rings. You rehearse conversations before visits. You shrink parts of yourself to keep the peace. What once felt like family becomes a source of chronic tension woven into daily life. Estrangement doesn't happen because someone stops caring. It happens because caring has become too expensive. Because the emotional cost of staying begins to outweigh the pain of leaving. To the outside world, estrangement looks sudden. Parents say it came out of nowhere. Friends say everything seemed fine. But this is the illusion of the volcano. Eruptions never start at the surface. Pressure builds underground for years. The final argument is never the cause. It is the release. To the parent, it feels like you cut me off because of this one thing. To the adult child, it feels like I stepped away because this has been happening my entire life. The suffering was silent. The break was not. Long before distance, many people are cast into roles they never chose. In dysfunctional families, identity isn't discovered. It's assigned. There is the golden child, rewarded for compliance and success, valued as an extension of the family image. There is the scapegoat, blamed for problems they didn't create, punished for honesty, often the most emotionally aware. There is the invisible child, surviving by disappearing, learning that needs are dangerous. And there is the parentified child, carrying emotional responsibility far beyond their age, becoming the caretaker instead of being cared for. None of these roles allow a real self to form. They teach children that love is conditional, that belonging requires self-erasure, that safety depends on silence. And when someone finally steps out of the role, when they set boundaries or claim autonomy, the system reacts. Because dysfunctional systems don't resist harm. They resist change. For many, estrangement isn't about leaving people. It's about escaping a role that was slowly destroying them. Some wounds are loud. Others are quiet. Emotional neglect leaves no bruises, no scenes, no single moment you can point to. It is defined by what never happened. The comfort that wasn't offered. The protection that never came. The curiosity about your inner world that no one showed. Children raised this way often grow into capable, independent adults. But inside, they carry a persistent emptiness. They keep returning, hoping this time will be different. Maybe this time they'll listen. Maybe this time they'll care. Eventually, returning becomes self-abandonment. Most people don't leave because of what their parents did. They leave because of what their parents could never give. So why do people stay for so long? Trauma bonding and hope. Moments of harm followed by moments of warmth condition the nervous system to associate inconsistency with love. Hope keeps people waiting for the version of their family that appears just often enough to stay attached. They forgive. They rationalize. They endure. Because they were taught that leaving makes them selfish and protecting themselves makes them disloyal. Until one realization becomes unavoidable. If I stay, I will disappear. Distance doesn't always come all at once. Some choose low contact, limiting access, keeping conversations shallow. Others use emotional neutrality to avoid fueling old patterns. And some choose no contact, not out of anger, but because every lesser boundary was ignored. No contact is not punishment. It is the last boundary. It is the moment someone says, I cannot change you, but I can protect myself. The emotional aftermath is complicated. Grief, guilt, and relief exist at the same time. You grieve the parent you hoped for. You feel guilty for choosing peace. And you breathe for the first time when the chaos stops. This grief is different. The people are still alive, still present in the world, yet unreachable. There is no funeral, no closure. You grieve not only what you lost, but what you never had. The childhood you didn't get, the safety you deserved. And yet, something unexpected happens. Without constant emotional pressure, identity begins to return. You start asking questions you were never allowed to ask. What do I want? What feels safe? What do I enjoy? You stop apologizing for existing. You begin trusting your inner voice. Many who step away do so not out of resentment, but clarity. This ends with me. They refuse to pass on emotional neglect, control, or conditional love. They begin building a family of choice. Friends who feel like home. Partners who listen. Connections built on respect, not obligation. Estrangement is not about breaking families apart. It is about redefining what family means. For some, family is the people who raised them. For others, it becomes the people who finally made them feel safe. Walking away doesn't make someone heartless. It means they stopped walking back into the fire just because they were told to. It means they chose peace over chaos, healing over history. And that choice, though painful, is profoundly brave. If this resonated with you, you're not alone. This path is quiet, complicated, and rarely understood. But it is real. And sometimes survival looks like silence.